Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 7th of February 2024 and guys, the price of Bitcoin has pumped up, but if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, it is pretty much the same. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the price reacts this particular week. Now look guys, because of the announcement of the FOMC meeting, I wouldn't be surprised if this price remains consistent, at least for the first quarter, unless we have some macro level news that could switch the price of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency either in a positive or a negative way. Now in today's episode guys, we have some massive update and that is to do with spot Ethereum ETF. Now look guys, because the Bitcoin spot ETF is approved, I personally think that there is 100% chance that an Ethereum spot ETF will be approved. But the news is that the US Security and Exchange Commission has gone ahead and postponed the decision, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And look guys, the key date to remember is the 23rd of May. We'll definitely go ahead and discuss why that is. Now guys, US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, she was live on YouTube yesterday. Now what she said is something really important guys, and the title of the video on YouTube is called as the Annual Report of the Financial Stability Oversight Council, and in that report, she was not a massive fan of stable coins, and to be honest guys, I think she's 100% right on this, and she actually feels that stable coins could pose problems for the US financial systems. Now I 100% agree to this guys. If you truly understand what Bitcoin is and what open blockchain is, you need to understand that stablecoin issuers are literally replacing the role of a bank when you talk about Bitcoin. By definition, Bitcoin is peer-to-peer electronic cash system, isn't it? So ideally, there should be no central intermediary or no central entity. But when you talk about stablecoin issuer, guys, at this point of time, they're definitely replacing the role of a bank. And guys, look, if you look at the volume of stablecoins, they are accounting for 80 to 90% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. Now granted, there are positive aspects to stablecoins as well. Now keeping all these things in mind, as much as I dislike saying it, I definitely do agree to what Janet Yellen is saying. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, in the world of XRP or Ripple, we have a massive update. And to be honest guys, things are not looking good for Ripple. Now what is a bit ironic and strange is, in YouTube guys, I'm seeing so many posts that Ripple is on the way towards victory. I definitely don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ripple does eventually win the case. But what I'm going to be discussing today is that the US Security and Exchange Commission did go ahead and ask for some documents, and the judge has gone ahead and finally approved that. So it's going to be really critical guys what the documents are, because that could actually determine if Ripple is a security or not. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, finally we have some news regarding a notorious character called Sam Lee. And what happened guys is, he was actually charged for $1.7 billion fraud, and that is to do with Hyperverse. But the problem does not end there guys. The problem is, after he was charged, he was trying to promote another scam called as Vend, that is VEND, and look at his guts guys. He tried to do that just few hours after he was charged by the US Security and Exchange Commission. Absolutely scary, but looks like he has a lot of guts, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys does not necessarily have to do with cryptocurrency or blockchain as such, rather it has to do with fintech, and the news is that Botim is launching UAE central bank instant payment services in the industry first. So it's going to be really interesting to see when this thing rolls out. And for listeners who are not from UAE, you should know that Botim is an alternative to let's say Skype or WhatsApp video calling. So in UAE, people can't go and use video calling features, let's say on Skype, or even in most platforms, let's say like Facebook Messenger or even WhatsApp video calling. But there is an app called as Botim that we tend to use. So people in the UAE might probably understand this news. But let's say if you're a listener who's outside from UAE, you need to check out this app called as Botim, and this news has to do with this app. Now the second news guys, to be honest, I'm definitely not a fan of this news, and that is to do with so-called Web3 taxi platform. So essentially the news that is circulating right now is that UAE's first Web3 taxi platform called as Drive has secured RTA license. Now look guys, I did try to go ahead and investigate this project, and to be honest guys, I'm absolutely worried that they definitely do not follow into Web3 protocol. So I'll definitely go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on it. Now you can agree to it or disagree to it. Or guys, if you're someone who's working from the team of Drive and definitely do not agree to what I'm saying, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. So let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also
the government gov games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as of today guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.65 trillion. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.16%. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume guys, it is well below the $50 billion mark at only $44.68 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 4.48%. Now look guys, after the spot Bitcoin ETF approval news, ideally this number should have been 3 times of what it is, because if you look at these numbers and compare it, let's say, to the prices back in 2022, the prices were definitely more than double. And I'm talking about the total cryptocurrency market volume, even the volume in decentralized exchanges, and even the volume in stable coins. Back then guys, the number was almost 3 times of what it is right now. Now if you look at the volume in DeFi guys, it is well below the $4 billion mark, and as of now it is at $3.90 billion, and DeFi is accounting for 8.72% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now in 2023 guys, on pretty much all the days, the volume of DeFi used to be below the $4 billion mark, on certain days even below the $3 billion mark as well. But the moment BlackRock announced that they were getting into the spot Bitcoin ETF game, the volume in DeFi also had an impact, and that just shows the power of BlackRock, isn't it? Now so far as the total value locked is concerned guys, for the very first time probably in almost 2 years, I'm seeing that the total value locked has actually crossed the $60 billion mark. So that is some positive news I guess, and Lido is still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned, and it is at $22.55 billion, and DeFi guys as of today is accounting for 8.72% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. But guys, the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is low at 12.45%. Now look at this number guys, what happens tomorrow, that is Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised if decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is around the 20% mark. So let's wait and see what the numbers are tomorrow. Now if you look at the volume in decentralized exchanges guys, the numbers are not looking good to be honest. Uniswap is definitely leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is $829.38 million. PancakeSwap guys is at number 2nd, and its volume is $320.8 million. Orca is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour trading volume is $221.45 million. Radium guys is at number 4th at $182.08 million. And finally, Vertex Protocol, its volume is $141.87 million. Now guys, if you look at the volume of stablecoins as of now is accounting for 91.70% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And when I'm going to be sharing thoughts regarding Janet Yellen, we need to go ahead and bear these numbers in mind as well. And if you look at the volume of stablecoins in terms of dollar amount, it is at $40.97 billion. And out of this $40.97 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $31.58 billion. Circle USDC guys is at number 2nd, and its volume is $4.70 billion. And finally, True USD, its volume is $69.20 million. Now let me very quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And to be honest guys, these numbers are relatively consistent for the past 4 to 5 days now, Bitcoin's market cap is $845 billion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is at $284 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $16.7 billion, and Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is little over the 50% mark of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume at $9.3 billion. And if you look at the dominance, guys, Bitcoin's dominance is 51.05%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is 17.20%. Now in today's episode, guys, let me go ahead and quickly run through the decentralized apps that are currently working on Solana. Now listen, guys, it's really important to know that in the last 24 hours, Solana did face an outage, right? And they had actually stopped producing blocks as well. So you also need to factor and keep those things into mind as well. And I did clearly mention what did go wrong in my episode that I released yesterday, that is the 6th of February. So I'm going to be looking at two metrics, guys. The first one is the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time. And I'm looking at the top 5 decentralized apps that are working on centralized blockchain Solana, and I'm going to be comparing this with the number of unique active wallets interacting or performing transactions with the decentralized app smart contract period over a period of time, that is 24 hours. And unfortunately for Solana, guys, the last 24 hours were definitely not looking good at all, isn't it? Now, the number one decentralized app working on Solana blockchain in terms of dollar amount is Jupiter Exchange, and its amount is $18.35 million. In terms of wallet interactions, guys, it is 124,830. Looks like there are a lot of people using it. It does seem a bit strange, to be honest. Now, the number second is Solend, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $8.08 million. In terms of wallet interactions, it is 946. The third one, guys, is Sharky, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $7.44 million. In terms of wallet interactions, it is 912. Now, the fourth one, guys, has to do with DeFi protocols that are connected to Solana blockchain, and I'm pretty much sure the numbers have definitely reduced. So I wouldn't be surprised if this number reflects at least a 20 to 30% reduction in the last 24 hours. And the fourth one that I'm going to be talking about is Marinade Finance. In terms of dollar amount, it is $3.58 million. In terms of wallet interactions, guys, it is 1,200. And the fifth one, guys, is Saber. In terms of dollar amount, it is $2.77 million. In terms of wallet interactions, it is 759. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol called as Helium. Because, guys, listen, when I go to the gym, I used to get so many inquiries by people in the gym trying to ask me information regarding Helium. And to be honest, guys, to each and every one of them, I told them that Helium was an outright scam and I definitely don't buy the project. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, today is I'm going to give out some basic level information of what Helium is so you guys can go ahead and make your own decision. Because the Helium network, guys, is like a big wireless internet network, but instead of being owned by one company, what they claim is that it is owned and run by lots of people around the world, and they use special kind of technology called as blockchain technology, which helps keep everything secure and working smoothly. And they also have a token based on Helium called as HNT. Now let me go ahead and very briefly explain what the Helium network is, because they rely on 4 basic fundamentals, guys, that is decentralized infrastructure, scalable and secure, support different users, and rewards for participation. Now, so far as decentralized infrastructure is concerned, guys, what Helium network claims is that instead of relying on a single company or entity, the network is built and maintained by lots of individuals and groups working together. And now they're scalable. I really am not sure, guys, because they are using Solana blockchain, which to be honest is really good at handling a lot of users and keeping everything safe from hackers. But we all know the outage that just happened recently in the last 24 hours. And yesterday, guys, I mentioned that Solana blockchain has had over 11 outages in just a matter of 2 years. Now, so far supporting different users is concerned, it's important to know that Helium network is not just for one thing. Rather, it can be used for connecting small devices like smart thermostats or tracking devices, and also for super fast mobile internet like 5G. And they also reward participation. And guys, finally, people who help the network grow by providing coverage or setting up devices can earn rewards in the form of tokens. Now look, guys, Helium network has definitely been growing, but the growth has definitely stagnated. But they still aim to change how we use wireless communication and make it easier for everyone to access the internet. And so far as the token usage is concerned, the mobile token is used for governing the 5G part of the network. So essentially, guys, people who have 5G hotspots can earn these tokens by sharing data and helping to make sure there's good coverage of the network. So in a nutshell, guys, those are some basic level information regarding Helium network. But look, guys, I do feel that there are some drawbacks and challenges for Helium network. So I'd like to stress on 5 key areas, guys. The first one being regulatory challenges. The second one is dependency on technology. The third one is competition. The fourth one, guys, is network security. And it's really important to know that they are built on Solana blockchain. And finally, guys, I want to talk about economical and financial risks. Now, Helium, guys, has definitely faced a couple of regulatory challenges, and the Helium network operates in a regulatory environment that may vary significantly from one region to another, and regulations related to wireless communications, blockchain technology, and cryptocurrencies can pose hurdles, and some jurisdictions, guys, may have strict rules or licensing requirements for operating wireless networks that could actually slow down the deployment or expansion of Helium network in those areas, isn't it? This, guys, goes against the ethos of open blockchain, isn't it? Additionally, guys, it's important to note that regulatory uncertainty on changes in regulations could actually affect the network's operations and growth strategy. And guys, Helium network relies on blockchain technology and wireless communication protocol, and any technical issues such as vulnerabilities or limitations in these technologies could actually impact the network's performance, security, or scalability. For example, guys, let's say if there is a law vulnerability discovered in the Solana blockchain, which the Helium network is built on, it could actually lead to disruption or security risks for the network. Moreover, guys, the network's effectiveness might be influenced by the availability and reliability of hardware components such as LoRa WAN, gateways, or 5G hotspots, which are essential for the operation. And look, guys, just in the last 24 hours, there was massive outage in Solana blockchain, isn't it? And also, guys, if you look at competition, it's really important to know that the wireless communication and blockchain industry are dynamic and competitive spaces with new projects and technologies emerging regularly. And the Helium network competes with both centralized and decentralized solutions, offering similar services or functionalities, and competition could come from established telecommunication companies deploying their own wireless networks, as well as other blockchain-based aiming to disrupt the same market. And competitors, guys, might offer different features, pricing models, or partnership that could attract users and developers away from the Helium network. And also, guys, if we talk about the network security, it's important to know that while blockchain technology provides robust security features, no system is entirely immune to cyber attacks or threats, and the Helium network could be vulnerable to various security risks such as 51% attacks, distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks, or smart contracts vulnerabilities. And needless to say, guys, just in the last 24 hours, Solana had a massive outage as well, isn't it? And ensuring the security and integrity of the network's infrastructure, consensus mechanism, and smart contracts is crucial for maintaining user trust and preventing potential breaches or exploits. And also, guys, it's really important to know that the success of the Helium network relies on its economic model and the value proposition it offers to participants. Fluctuations in cryptocurrency markets, including the price of HND tokens, and that could severely impact the incentives and reward systems, affecting the willingness of users to contribute resources to the network. Moreover, guys, economic downturns and changes in market conditions could influence investment decisions and the pace of the network's expansion. Now, these challenges, guys, require a comprehensive strategy encompassing regulatory compliance, technological innovation, community engagement, and risk management, isn't it? And the only way they can survive this is by proactively identifying and mitigating potential risks, and the Helium network can enhance its resilience and competitiveness in the evolving landscape of decentralized wireless infrastructure. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? Are you a massive advocate of it? Me personally, I don't think so, but let's see what the future of that is. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin, guys, has crossed the $43,000 mark, and as of today, it is at $43,080. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.43%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.96%. Ethereum, guys, is struggling at $2,368. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.72%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.75%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, it is extremely steady over the $300 mark, and as of now, it is at $303. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.38%. Since the last 7 days, though, it is down by 0.02%. Now, guys, let's discuss some massive news, and that is regarding spot Ethereum ETF. And the news essentially is that the US Securities and Exchange Commission has postponed their decision on approving or denying spot Ethereum exchange traded funds. Now, it's really important to note, guys, that the US Securities and Exchange Commission haven't denied the Ethereum spot ETF, and these ETF, guys, were from Invesco and Galaxy Digital. Now, if you go to the show notes below, guys, you can actually see the official filings directly from the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, look, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is on Twitter or X, follow James Seffard, because he's a massive analyst from Bloomberg, and regarding spot Bitcoin ETF, he was the one who was delivering the world, not just to Bitcoin maximalists, not just for crypto enthusiasts but probably to the entire world as well. And what he's actually mentioned in the Twitter or X is that the only day that matters for now is that of 23rd of May. Now the reason why, guys, this date is important is once the US Security and Exchange Commission receives the application, they have a set deadline, and by that deadline, guys, they need to go ahead and either approve it or go ahead and decline it. And in case of spot Bitcoin ETF, the final date was 11th of January, I believe, isn't it? In case of spot Ethereum, guys, it is 23rd of May. Now look, guys, me personally, I don't see a reason as to why the US Security and Exchange Commission could possibly deny a spot Ethereum ETF, because if they have got and approved a spot Bitcoin ETF, there is next to 99.99% chance that a spot Ethereum will be approved. And once we get clarity regarding Ripple, I'm 100% sure that we're going to see a spot Ripple ETF and pretty much other shitcoins as well. So definitely keep an eye on 23rd of May, and as and when we get closer to the date, I'm pretty much sure the price of Ethereum is definitely going to pump up to the moon as well. And it's really important to note, guys, just a month before that, Bitcoin halving is going to kick in, and the price of Bitcoin will be pumping up to the moon, and even the price of Ethereum will be pumping up to the moon. So if I have to bet, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum is the biggest gainer, at least during the 45-day period. Those are my honest thoughts. But listen, guys, as I always say, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding stable coins. Now listen, guys, stable coins are absolutely critical for the cryptocurrency ecosystem, isn't it? And Janet Yellen, the US Department of Treasury Secretary, does actually believe that stable coins should be regulated by a federal authority instead of leaving it up to individual states, and she's concerned that the stable coins could cause problems for the US financial system. And what she actually mentioned in the question and answer session, which is uploaded in the show notes below via YouTube, is that there isn't a single federal agency overseeing these digital currencies, which she thinks is risky. And Janet Yellen, guys, actually suggests that giving a federal regulator the power to decide whether or not the company should be allowed to use stable coins should be in the hands of the federal authority. Now look, guys, I 100% agree to what she's saying, because when you leave this decision based on the states, I'm pretty much sure that the senators and congressmen will be part of the stablecoin issuer team, and they would most likely go and approve stablecoin issuers as well, isn't it? Now listen to my thoughts, guys. Me personally, I'm not a massive fan of stablecoin issuers, and this goes back to the very basics of why Bitcoin was created. Bitcoin was created so that transactions take place between peer-to-peer. Now, so far stablecoin issuers is concerned, guys, the transactions still take place peer-to-peer, but the role of the bank is being replaced by stablecoin issuers. And if you truly understand what Bitcoin is, ideally speaking, you should not be a fan of stablecoins. Now, that thing being said, guys, stablecoin definitely has a lot of benefits. Let's say if the price of Bitcoin is going down because of FTX collapse, which has nothing to do with Bitcoin, why would you want to keep your funds in Bitcoin? You definitely want to remove your Bitcoin, put it into stable coins, isn't it? So those are factors you need to take into consideration as well. Now, so far as Janet Yellen is concerned, in the hearing she also pointed out that the US Commodity Future Trading Commission has no supervisory regulatory authority over spot market commodities related to Bitcoin, so you definitely need to check it out. Now really, I'm not sure what the outcome would this be, but to be honest, guys, when it comes to stable coins, I would definitely like to see a lot more regulations. And do we even need stable coins? What would be really great is, guys, let's say using artificial intelligence, we could go ahead and create a stable coin that manages the burning mechanism and does it purely by artificial intelligence. That, to be honest, is wishful thinking, but hopefully we might be able to get there, and hopefully that particular stable coin is an algorithmically backed stable coin. Now, will that be perfect? I really am not sure, but as I said, it is just wishful thinking, isn't it? Now, guys, let's discuss some ongoing drama between Ripple and SEC. And what happened, guys, is a federal judge has ordered Ripple to provide financial documents to the US Security and Exchange Commission, including statements from 2022 to 2023 and contracts related to institutional sales. Now listen, guys, this might not be looking good for Ripple. As much as I dislike saying this, I do have to state that what SEC is looking for is critical information, and this is to determine if XRP should be considered a security. And in this contract, guys, let's say if they are stated that the institutional sales could have resulted in profit, it would clearly deem XRP as a security, isn't it? And so far as Ripple is concerned, guys, they have until the 12th of February to comply with these orders. Now, so far statements from 2023 and contracts related to institutional sales is concerned, the US Security and Exchange Commission strongly believes that these documents are crucial for determining whether XRP should be classified as a security or not, and the SEC also aims to use these documents to counter Ripple's claims that its actions have been in compliance with the court's initial filing. Now look, guys, even in the cryptocurrency world, there are a lot of detractors of Ripple. Laura Shin, probably the #1 podcaster in the cryptocurrency space, and she's the host of Unchained. She's definitely not a fan of Ripple, and to be honest, guys, when you talk about Ripple, you don't even need XRP. And even one of my favorite YouTubers called Crypto Aras, he's not a fan of Ripple as well, but he definitely wants them to go out and win the case against the SEC. So it's going to be really interesting to see what information we find out from the statements from 2022 and 2023 and the contracts related to institutional sales. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding a legend called Sam Lee. Now, what happened, guys, is he was the founder of Hyperverse and he was charged with fraud that was roughly around $1.7 billion. And Sam Lee, guys, is the founder of Hyperverse crypto pyramid scheme, and he was actually accused of misappropriating $1.7 billion. And in just a matter of few hours, guys, after he was charged, he was promoting a new crypto project called as Ven. And Ven, guys, essentially is a live stream platform where participants can promote their crypto projects to potential investors, and viewers can earn rewards for watching and subscribing. And guys, the project called as Ven relies on Tether's USDT, and they are promising high returns as well. But look, guys, there are massive concerns about the lack of transparency and the name advertisers in Ven as well. So it looks like Sam Lee is definitely heading towards massive jail time, isn't it? Let's see what the outcome of that is. So those were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now let's go ahead and discuss the first news that, to be honest, more to do with fintech, not necessarily cryptocurrency and blockchain world as such. And the news is that Bottom launches UAE central banking instant payment, which is the first in the service industry, and definitely positive news, guys, to be honest. And Bottom has partnered with Al Etihad Payment, also called as AEP, and they have introduced Ani, which is an instant payment platform. And Ani, guys, enables safe and easy digital payment 24/7 and operated by Al Etihad Payments, and it simplifies payments using mobile numbers, emails or QR codes, bypassing IBAN numbers, and they are integrated into Paybay powered by Bottom app, and it is the first fintech to offer Ani. And Ani, guys, facilitates instant, secure number-to-number money transfers in the UAE, and they also promote interoperability across payment services for 24/7 instant digital payments. Now look, guys, in the US, you can definitely go ahead and transfer these funds using Facebook Messenger or even WhatsApp, isn't it? But these features are not yet available in the UAE, and the CEO Abdullah Abu Sheikh emphasizes innovation and financial inclusion, and Ani's key features include proxy payments, QR code-based payments, request to pay, and split bills as well, and it ensures secure real-time account-to-account payments for consumers and businesses. Now, the initial phase, guys, focuses on instant person-to-person transfers using mobile numbers, and future plans include QR-based payments, direct debits, and e-checks as well. And activation, guys, on Bottom involves 3 steps, that is accessing voting money, selecting money via Ani, and finally activating it. And once it is linked to Bottom Pay wallet, Ani facilitates direct money transfers to any recipient's bank account, and transactions are possible with Ani users on any platform. Otherwise, guys, Bottom processes as a regular local transfers in it, and AEP, guys, aims to reshape digital payments and reduce reliance on cash in the UAE, and integration with Bottom enhances user experience and reflects technological advancements, and continued collaboration with Paybuy and partners is anticipated for further feature development. And the CEO Jan Paulberg, guys, underscores commitment to staying at the forefront of technological advancements. Definitely a positive news, I guess. But the second news, guys, that I'm going to be talking about, me personally, I'm not a fan of it at all, and they're claiming to be UAE's first Web3 taxi platform, and it is called as Drive, that is spelled as D for David, R for Roger, I for India, F for Frank, and E for Elephant, and they have secured RTA license. Now look, guys, the idea, the intentions behind this might be great. Unfortunately, guys, I don't see an area where it is actually merging with blockchain technology or cryptocurrencies. Rather, it does look like that they're trying to promote their token, and most likely, guys, they'll be benefited by it. So let me go ahead and read out what this news is all about. And then, guys, what I'm going to be sharing is my thoughts and opinion and some of the drawbacks of this platform. Now, if you agree to it or disagree to it, mention them in the comments below, guys. Now, first, let me go ahead and explain what this project is, because the Dubai's Road and Transport Authority has licensed Drive, the first Web3 taxi platform in the UAE. And Drive, guys, aims to revolutionize the ride-hailing industry by eliminating intermediaries and connecting riders and drivers directly through blockchain technology. and they have collaborated with AASA Passenger Mobility Services LLC, which is a subsidiary of AASA Group, to secure the license. And the platform, guys, offers zero commission fee structure, allowing drivers to earn more income and pass on saving to riders. Now look, guys, this idea sounds great, and I'm pretty much sure a lot of the investors would actually fall for it, but in actual use case, this just would not work. Now, so far as this news is concerned, guys, what they're claiming that they have a unique dynamic pricing model and they remove middleman profit, contributing to lower prices for riders and higher income for drivers, and riders can choose drivers based on specific criteria, enhancing control and customization options, and both drivers and riders can earn incentives for active participation. And guys, so far as global ride-sharing market is concerned, it is valued at $53.53 billion in 2020, and they are projected to reach $205.83 billion by 2030, and Drive's Taxi 3.0 model emphasizes community control, market-driven pricing, and direct earnings for drivers. Now, what this article, guys, which is published by gulfnews.com, states is that blockchain technology ensures transparency in pricing mechanism and enables a zero commission structure, and they plan to onboard Dubai's limousine drivers initially, with future aspirations to include RTA taxis as well. Now, they also have a token, guys, and the future integration of DRF tokens as a native cryptocurrency for transactions on the platform will be announced soon. And John Person, the former COO and advisor of Careem, has joined Drive as an advisor in November 2023, and Drive has achieved licensing success in various Indian cities, and they're boasting over 350,000 users and 30,000 plus drivers by the end of 2023. Now, Drive Cars is claiming they are a decentralized ride-hailing platform powered by blockchain technology, aiming to empower drivers, riders, and community developers. Now, all these things, guys, sounds absolutely great, but if you go to the website, it does not actually state how they're going to go ahead and achieve it, and I'm going to be sharing some points on that later on. Now, so far as the news is concerned, the platform seeks to disrupt the existing business model by removing corporate intermediaries, and Drive's ultimate goal is to create a transparent, secure, and cost-effective peer-to-peer network for drivers and riders. And Drive Guys prioritizes innovation and aims to bring ownership and freedom back to both drivers and riders in Dubai and beyond. Now look, guys, before I get into the drawbacks, let me go ahead and ask a very simple question. Let's say if I'm a customer and if I go ahead and want to use, let's say, Drive, I need to use certain blockchain protocol, isn't it? Let's say Ethereum, let's say Solana, or any other blockchain protocol. How do you think an average person truly understands how the private key works, how the public key works? That in itself is a massive challenge. The compromising on that does directly kick you off from Web 3.0 and it falls you back right into Web 2.0. And I'm really curious to check, are they using dirhams or are they using cryptocurrency? Now, based on the news and based on the information via website, at this point of time I could not get much information. But based on the website, guys, let me highlight some of the drawbacks, because the website does not clearly state which blockchain platform that they are going to use. And listen, guys, when you talk about blockchain for such use cases, you truly need to understand TPS, that is transactions per second. Imagine thousands of people, let's say, trying to book the cab. At the same time, there will be thousands of drivers as well. Which blockchain protocol can go ahead and handle those TPS? And guys, you need to truly understand what the blockchain trilemma problem is. That is security, decentralization, and scalability. And there's no way you can achieve this yet without compromising on one. And if you do compromise on one, you're definitely not Web 3.0. Now, I did go to the website, guys, and it clearly states there's something called as Drive Council, which is connected to NFTs, and they have 200 members. Now, the big question, guys, is who are these 200 members, and who gets to decide who are the council members, and who actually selected the 200 members? Was it a centralized person, or was it the community who decided the 200 members? And they also have token distribution, guys. And listen, guys, when you talk about token distribution in the blockchain world, token distribution, guys, is most often given to initial founders. And let's say if it is not given to initial founders, let's say if there is a multimillionaire or billionaire, he could go out and buy 90% of the token distribution, and that eventually leads to centralization, isn't it? Those are my honest thoughts. Now, I did go to the LinkedIn profile, guys, and they are boasting that the news is actually covered in Cointelegraph, and this news is going back to 2021. And if you actually read through the Cointelegraph article, it clearly states that the post does not endorse and is not responsible for any libel content, accuracy, quality, advertising products, or any other materials on this page. It is definitely a paid article, but they are promoting as a Cointelegraph has gone ahead and published this article. What you can do is, guys, you can create any protocol, any subject, Bitcoin, Telegraph, roughly around $500 to $2,500, and they would go ahead and post the article on your web page. And that's what a lot of cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols tend to do as well. So definitely not ideal, particularly from Dubai, and I'm not sure how people are going to react to this news. And they also have something called as franchisee, guys. So in order to be part of the Drive network, they also have sale of franchise. Now clearly this is completely centralized, isn't it? And who does the decision making, guys? Now what really stood out for me is on the website they have cancellation procedures, refunds, and contact us section as well. And this is only possible, guys, in the Web 2.0 world. In case of Bitcoin, in case of Ethereum, there is no cancellation policies, there is no refund procedure, there is no contacts as section, isn't it? One area where Drive could fall into Web 3.0 is, guys, let's say if only the data of the travel gets recorded into the blockchain, not the user's data, not the driver's data, but just the actual journey. But then the big question is, what would you do with that data? That data might be, let's say, utilized for government purposes, in building better road infrastructure and quite a lot of other. And to be honest, guys, even for that, rather than using a blockchain technology, it would be ideal, let's say, to build it on different protocols, let's say like IOTA or even Hedera Hashgraph. That would be much cheaper. Those are my honest thoughts. So listen, guys, if you do have any feedback or suggestions regarding this, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. And that's about all, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, guys, please click on the like button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Ro who asks, are there any upcoming projects that you're excited about? To be honest, not really, Ro. I would definitely like to see more updates in the world of Bitcoin, to be honest, and more usage of Bitcoin, not necessarily news regarding ETF, but more actual use case of Bitcoin. Let's say people buying properties in Bitcoin or trying to go and use Bitcoin. Now in the world of Bitcoin, a lot of them are still not aware about Lightning Network and Liquid Network. So essentially using Lightning Network, you can make instant final settlement, and using Lightning Network, Ro, what you can do is you can probably go ahead and issue security token offerings, you can go ahead and issue NFTs and quite a lot of other things as well. Now what you can do is go to Blockstream's website. They have loads of information regarding Lightning Network and Liquid Network. So what I'd really recommend our listeners to do is, regarding Bitcoin, guys, try to understand what Bitcoin is. And there are certain protocols such as Lightning Network or Liquid Network which need not be perfect, but there are areas that you can definitely go ahead and build things on. Now another area, though, which I personally do not like it, but I'm definitely going to see quite a lot of upcoming projects, is that regarding tokenization. And what I feel is in tokenization world, rather than, let's say, using blockchain technology, maybe using directed acyclic graph or DAG, which I believe is used by Hedera Hashgraph or even IOTA, that would be much more ideal. So in the world of tokenization, I would rather want to see projects that are being built on Hedera Hashgraph or even IOTA or different other protocol. That, to be honest, will be an absolute game changer. And what I'd suggest you to do is, Ro, go to Ivan on Tech, and roughly around 2016 or 17 or 18, he did actually put out a video explaining blockchain protocol versus different other protocols called as DAG and quite a lot of other. And that, to be honest, was if not one of the most important videos that he released. And at one point of time, Ivan on Tech used to put up genius videos. Lately, he's doing some random videos, but his videos are still OGs and definitely one of the best. And those videos can still be implemented now, particularly as we would be venturing into tokenization. Apart from that, artificial intelligence is definitely an area which I'm definitely looking into. And I'd really like to see, let's say, a cryptocurrency or stable coins 100% being created by artificial intelligence. The whole supply mechanism, the burning mechanism, even the issuance, the supply chain management, everything is done 100% by artificial intelligence. Most likely, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that particular project coming up maybe at least 2 to 3 years from now, ChatGPT 4 is an absolute game changer, and I'm pretty much sure 3 to 5 years down the line, there might be newer and improved versions of artificial intelligence and ChatGPT models, isn't it? Those are definitely the projects that I'm looking forward for. And in the world of metaverse, I'm really curious to check which project or company has a breakthrough moment. Now, unfortunately, I hate saying this, but Apple Vision Pro has definitely not lived up to the expectation. Could it be possible that in the next 3 to 5 years, or maybe shorter, Meta comes up with new device where they are merging mixed reality, virtual reality and augmented reality? I wouldn't be surprised if they actually go and do that. So those are some of the projects, to be honest, that I'm looking forward for. And in metaverse, let's say even if you have an avatar which is connected to ChatGPT in the form of NFT, that'll be an absolute game changer as well, isn't it? Those are definitely some of the projects that I'm looking forward for. But definitely good question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East, and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.